Hey there, dancers. So this one is going to be our level 2 and 3 point work. What I'm planning to do is keep everything the same for both levels right now. So you've got level 2 has their class on Fridays, level 3 your point classes on Thursdays. Of course, my level 3s are much more advanced, but in terms of what we can do in our spaces at home for point, there's not a whole lot we can really do safely. So what I'm going to do here is start with floor work. We're going to be really working on the feet, strengthening, stretching, developing the ankle and calf muscles, and keeping that as a focus for a warm-up. And then when I have you put your shoes on, what we'll do is go up to a certain point together, and then I'll have a little bit of an extra section at the end here that's just for my level 3s that you can do at home. Alrighty, so for now, as we start, this is all together, level 2s and 3s, same work. What we're gonna do is, you can have really anything on your feet to start. If you want to put your point shoes on and do this in your point shoes, I think this would be a great idea. Another great way to do it, especially for my level 3s right now, is to do this once in your bare feet or socks, press rewind, and then put your shoes on and do the exact same work in your point shoes. And right now, honestly, just being in your shoes, having them on, doing normal warm-ups and tendus, pliés, even things like that in your shoes at home will help you have that muscle memory to keep working, and so that when you come back to class and you put your shoes on, it won't be 4 to 6 weeks since the last time you had them on, and it won't feel like you strapped a cinder block to your foot, which is sometimes how that can feel after we take really long breaks, right? So we're gonna start with just our feet, and I'm gonna have just bare feet again. I encourage you guys to keep something you can really move in. You don't need to have flat shoes on for this. You can really just have bare feet or socks. But again, if you wanna try this in your point shoes as well for a round 2, feel free. So for right now, I'm gonna go ahead and scooch back, and we're gonna start with just shaking out the feet a little bit. Really making sure that you're loosening up the muscles, the joints, before you get going here. And we're gonna start, believe it or not, with just a little foot massage. It's a great way to get the blood flow started and just to start our work. So what I want you to do is just bring one foot in and just gently massage the sole of your foot a little bit, just going right underneath the arch to start to feel a little bit of work, almost like you're kneading dough if you were making cookies or something. But just start to feel a little bit of that life come back to your feet. And same thing on the other side. Nothing crazy. Just start to give the feet a little bit of a massage. And for this whole class, you can do this warm-up section, all of the floor work, right on a carpet, hardwood floor, tile, whatever works best for you. If you want to put down a mat, put down a mat. But when we get to the part where we're actually on our shoes, I want you, of course, to make sure you're on something flat and supportive, like hardwoods, tile, laminate, something like that. Alrighty? So start to shake out your feet a little bit more. We're gonna just pull back through the ball of your foot. So what I want you to do is take one side, just grab the ball of your foot in your toes and pull back the toes. And then do one at a time. So we're gonna pull back, big toe, second, third, fourth, fifth, shake it out a little bit. Same thing other side, pull just the toes back. Give that little bit of a stretch here. And then just one foot at a time, or one toe at a time rather, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So we're gonna roll out the feet just a little bit here. I'm gonna start with some circles. And bring both feet together, just as far as you can. Really thinking about a full flex to a full point. All the way around. If you hear some snapping, cracking, I'm old, don't forget that. But if you have that at home, that's fine. And then reverse other way. Making sure that you're still working on a flat, tall back. Don't slouch in your upper back. And come into parallel. Flex up and point down. And flex and point. And if you ever want to do this section without putting on the point shoes, if you want to do just the footwork a couple times in a week, that will also help it feel a little bit easier when you do come back to the studio and put your shoes on. It won't feel so crazy. So now we're going to turn out to first, repeat the same thing, point and flex, nice and slow, through every little muscle of the foot. Good, and come back for a few more circles. Your ankles might start to feel a little bit of a burn, and other way. That's good, that's what we want. and stretch it out. So come to that parallel flex, grab underneath the feet and pull back. If you're not there yet, just hold this stretch right here and keep the back really pulling forward. If you've already grabbed your toes, remember we're thinking about the arched back, chin and chest up towards the ceiling. This way you really feel the backs of the legs pull. And point the toes down through, reach up and over. This one we can round our back, bring your head down to your knees. And come up, okay. So the next one we're gonna work on here is, just shake out your feet a little bit, is a flex and point but switching, so you're in parallel to begin, flex and point, switching feet, and then we'll do the same thing in first. Alrighty, so sitting up nice and tall through the back, flex one and point the other, switch, and switch. I want you to really use your maximum range of motion here, so point as far as you can, flex as far as you can. And turn out first, same thing. Point one, flex the other, switch, and switch. Still articulate that foot. Every little muscle of the foot is being used. Back to parallel, and flex one, point the other, switch. Again, as far as you can, and come up, turn out, and repeat that once more. Switch, and switch. Roll through the foot as you flex and point here. Good, and come back to your stretch. Flex the feet and stretch it out. Take whatever stretch you need. If you're not quite there, to pull back and grab the feet, just keep reaching those fingertips forward. Arching the back up towards the ceiling. Feel the backs of the legs, stretch the ankles, the Achilles, and point the feet down. Relax the feet, come up and over, and full stretch forward. Okay, coming up, we're going to take this apart here, kind of like what we do with the bar with our point shoes, but we're going to start with a flex, then a demi-point, full point, demi-point, and pull back. We'll do the same thing in first, where we have demi, full point, half point again, and come up, alrighty? So parallel. Start with that ball of the foot pressing down, bend the toes, pull back to the ball of your feet, and press up. Half point, press the toes down, full point. Half point again, and come up, turn out. Half point, and press down to full point. Half point, pull back, and halfway just to the ball of your feet like a releve, then point. Pull the toes back, and flex. Good. Okay, shake everything out a little bit. And we're gonna stretch our feet lastly. So what I want you to do is just cross one ankle over the other. We're gonna focus on, remember what we call like a dead foot, so just relax, completely limp. What I want you to do is just swivel the foot around and start to really work on that ankle joint, just loosening it up. Same thing other way. Again, your foot is totally dead here. No using the ankle muscle, just use your hand. Okay, now that active stretch. Point your foot as you do this. So before you even go, point your toe. Don't let it hang here. I want you to reach the fingertips over the top. So my fingertips are wrapping around, coming underneath my arch, and the heel of my hand here is right on top of my instep, over the top of my foot. So what I'm doing is pointing my toe and then thinking about pulling my toes back as I stretch the top of my foot, pulling my toes back towards my hip. You don't want to bring the feet up as sickling. Don't bring it down. You don't want to wing here either. This is about a straight line from your knee to your ankle, down to the toes. And from there we point and pull from over the top, stretch back. This is one of those stretches that is totally up to you how far you want to go. I want you to really feel the top of the foot, the ankle, and the instep stretch. But this is not something that should ever feel wrongly painful. If you start to sickle the foot and bring the toes up towards the ceiling, you'll feel that wrongness. So keep that straight line again from the knee to the ankle to the toe. Good. Shake it out a little bit and take that swivel. Roll the ankle a little bit the other way as well. And then once more. I want you to actively stretch. So point the toe. Come over the top, heel of the hand on top of your foot. Pull the toes back towards your hip. We're still in that straight line. Keep that straight line here. Think about your toes pulling back towards the hip joint in a straight line. class, we always talk about our safe stretches for our feet, right? We never want you to ever put your feet under a couch, shoving your feet under and stretching the tops of your feet that way. Never do that. Please don't use foot stretchers. They're not real. They're terrible for your ankles, for your knees even, and they can really harm your metatarsals. So what I want you to do is just use your own hands, use your own body to stretch your feet. That way you know when the pressure is the right amount and when that stretch is the right amount, right? So let's take the same thing on the other side. Cross it over and then just start to swivel your ankle in a small circle, but don't use your ankle, right? The foot is just relaxed. Use your hand. And switch other way. Just trying to find that range of motion in the ankle. Okay, then the active stretch comes in. Point your foot, wrap over the top, and pull that toe back towards your hip. Keep that stretch happening. Pull, pull, pull. Oh, you should feel over the top of the foot. So I feel my instep. My knee to my ankle to my toes is one straight line. Good. And swivel it out. Take a little break and swivel the ankle again. Other way. Good. And start with that active stretch. Point the foot, wrap over the top. My fingertips go underneath the arch. My heel of my hand right here is right on top of the center of my foot. So I'm pulling from there. Pull the toe back so you're stretching along the top of your foot. Pull, pull, pull. Good work, dancers. A little bit more, just stretching over the top. And then bring those feet out. Shake everything out. Shake your feet a little bit. Let your feet just hang limp. Shake out your legs. Good. Okay, now what we're going to take is one last stretch. If you can reach, that's great. If not, just point the feet and work on that point. But if you can, slide over the top and just press over, focusing on that straight line from knees to ankles over the balls of the feet. So if you have one foot that's a little bit better than the other, that's fine. You'll notice I have my left foot is much better than my right because of my tendonitis, but that's okay. Just pressing over the instep down the front of the foot. Keep that stretch happening. And I'm still pointing my feet, so this is an active stretch. I'm not just letting my feet hang limp. Okay, roll out those ankles a little bit. Good. Now, if you wanted to repeat this in point shoes, go right ahead. I would recommend at the very least that when you put on your point shoes, ladies, just take a couple of flexes and points in parallel and in first, a couple of circles, just to kind of get your feet used to them, and then we're going to come back up and we'll get to the bar so that we can do some work over the tops of the shoes. Alrighty, guys? So if you need a drink, go grab one. Okay, dancers, so coming back to the center, what I want you to do here is find some sort of a bar to use, whether you want to do this at the kitchen counter, you want to do this, the back of a chair, the back of a couch, anywhere where you have a supportive flat floor like a hardwood or tile, something like that underneath you. I really do not want you to do this over carpet. If you don't have a spot that's not carpeted, just do this on flat, so do the exact same thing, but do this in socks or ballet shoes rather than in your point shoes. So no point shoes on carpet, okay guys? So let's start with just a little bit of a walkover like we do in class. We'll start with the right foot over the shoe and switch. I'm showing you here for the pre-point level, the demi-point, but of course if you're on point, please go over the shoes. 8 counts. Plie 1 and stretch. Plie, roll up and come down. Again, plie and stretch. Plie, roll up, come down. Start from the top. 8 counts here, walking over. Plie 1, 2 is roll up. Plie 3, and 4 is roll up. From there, we'll take 4 plie releves, pressing straight up to the toes. And this last one, I want you to just hold it. Stay nice and tall, thinking about the ankles right over the balls of the feet, and then slowly lower those heels back down. We'll take the right heel back and press into your stretch, and then same thing for the left side before we move on, okay? So parallel position, let's go into that 6. Shoulders still stacked over your hips, belly button into your spine. Nice and tall. Right foot over. Switch. 5 and 6. and 7, and 8, plie, 1, and stretch, plie, roll up through the feet, straight knees come down, demi, stretch, plie, roll up, and plie 1, push up to those toes, 2, plie 3, push up 4, plie 5, push up 6, plie 7, up 8, and stay. Good, stay 3, stay 4, high heels, and roll down through the feet, straight knees. Okay, take your right heel back and press into the back of the leg. My left knee is still bent. I'm really trying to press into my heel. Now take a very slight bend in your right knee. Still keeping the foot on the floor, so now you feel the back of the ankle, the Achilles tendon stretch on that right leg. And straighten. Back to 6, repeat left side. Press it back. Good, hold that stretch. Really feeling the back of the leg, back of the ankle, and little bend in your left knee. Keeping everything parallel. Feel the back of the left ankle, and stretch it back out. Back to 6. Okay, shake it out. A little bit here, and let's come into our next combination. Okay, dancers, so this next one we're going to work with parallel 6 position, but also turned out in first. This is going to go through twice. So you've got 2 parts here. Part 1 in parallel will be repeated once, and then part 2 turned out in first will also be repeated once. So we're going to start again with 2 hands to your bar, whatever you're using. Parallel feet right underneath you in 6 position. And we'll start with that right foot. Half point, full point, half point, come down. Half and full and half and down. Plie 1, spring up and lower down slowly with straight knees. Plie, spring up to the toes and lower down with straight knees. Repeat that again from the top. So you have right foot, half point, full point, half point, come down, half and full and half and down. Plie, spring up, roll down through your feet. Plie, spring up, and roll down through your feet. Turn out to first. So from here, part 2, we have 4 plie releves. Plie, releve, plie, releve, and 3, and 4. Then 2 roll-ups. Plie, heels lift, roll up, come down. Plie, heels lift, straighten, and down. Repeat that same thing again. 4 plie releves in first position. 3 and up, 4 and up. Plie, down, heels lift, straighten, lower with straight knees. Plie, heels lift, rolling up, straight knees come down. Alrighty, so our parallel position goes through twice, and our turned out first position, part 2, also goes through twice. So let's find that parallel 6, starting with your half points and full points, all the way through. Again, shoulders down. Here you go. Right foot, half, full, half, and down. Left foot, half, full, half, and down. Plie, spring up, roll down with straight knees. Plie up, roll down, straight knees again. Half, full, half, down. Half, full, half, down. Plie, spring up, roll down through your feet. Plie, spring, roll down, turn out first. Plie 1, releve, 2, releve, 3, up, 4, up. Plie, roll up through your feet and come down. Again, plie, roll up and down. From the top, plie, releve, 2 and up, 3, 4, 2 roll-ups, 1. Lift the heels, straighten and down. 2, lift the heels and come down. Good. Let's stretch out those feet in parallel one last time. Stretch your right heel back. And same thing with the left, stretch it back. Okay, good work. Shake out those legs. Okay, dancers. So next we're coming into a little bit of work. This is still again for my level 2s and level 3s. From first position, working on the articulation of the foot, as well as a little bit of stretching for the instep, and so on and so forth. So we're focusing on stability. We're keeping our core nice and strong, pinching that belly button to the spine. Shoulders relaxed away from your ears, long necks, and spines as tall as they can be, so nice tall back. We'll start with that right foot, tendu front, and flex, and point. Push over the shoe, stretch the foot. Tendu, plie, and releve, plie. Same thing to the side, and flex, and point. Push over, point, close, plie, releve, plie. To the back. flex and a point, push over, stretch, close, plie, releve. Plie, we're gonna go to the side from here. 1, plie, 2, releve second, plie, releve second, plie, and switch left foot closes first. Repeat it on that left side. So point, flex, point, push over, tendu, plie, releve, plie. Same thing to the side, same thing to the back. And when we finish, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, switch to that right foot, and 8. The very last thing we'll come into with this combination is a plie, releve first. Find our arms, first position, hold. If you can, bring them all the way up to 5th, lift, and come down, plie. Alrighty, so we're gonna bring it into that first position. Make sure that you've got space, make sure that you've got something to hold on to, but don't grip the bar. Don't put too much emphasis on whatever it is that you're using for your bar. Okay, so from first position, turn those toes out. Tendu, flex, articulate the foot, push over, point, close plie first, releve, and plie. To the side, 1, and flex, and point through, over the shoe, tendu, and close first plie, releve, plie, to the back, flex the foot, point, stretch over, point, close plie, releve, plie, to the side, tendu, plie, second, straight up, plie, again, releve, plie, switch left foot, point, and close, left foot, and flex, work through it, and point over, tendu, plie first, releve, plie, to the side, tendu, and flex, and point, over that shoe, tendu, plie first, releve, plie, to the back, tendu, and flex, and point, press over the instep, stretch, and close, plie first, releve, plie, to the side, tendu, and right down, plie, releve, and plie, releve, good, last plie, tendu, and close that right foot first, demi, and press up. Come up to that first position. Good, dancers, now see if you can bring the arms up to a high 5th, hold, 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 lift from the top, and plie, stretch, good, okay, shake out those legs, and we'll come into our last combination here. Alrighty, now this last one is just for my level 3s. So level 2s, if you want to try this, I would say give this a try in either socks or your soft shoes, but not at home on your point shoes, alrighty? This one's just for my level 3s on point. We're gonna start with that right foot cross front, 5th position, and just keeping this a simple combination of échappés, sous-sus, and passe. So we're starting with 3 échappés, 1 and 2 and 3, nice wide second, and sous-sus pull up. Same thing on the left, 3 échappés, 1 sous-sus. 1 échappé, 1 sous-sus. 1 échappé, 1 sous-sus. Passe releve, hold, close back, plie, passe releve, and close back. So we finish where we started with that right foot in front. Shake out those legs now. If you want to try this as like a mark through, so watch me do this with music, and then go ahead and rewind and do it again. That's fine, but this combination is something that I want you to do twice full out. So once I give you this rundown, I'm going to show you once with music. You can either take this as a mark through, rewind it twice and do it twice full out, or go ahead and do this with me full out and then do it a second time, alrighty? But I want you doing this twice full out, okay? Right foot in the front, find your 5th. We're starting with those wide second positions. Nice big échappé. 1, 5th, 2, 5th, 3, sous-sus together. Good, and 1, 5th, 2, right up over the box of your shoes. And sous-sus, just 1 échappé, 1 sous-sus. Again, échappé, and sous-sus. Now releve, passe, plie up, close back, plie, pull up, and close back. Bring those arms off the bar and finish. Okay, everybody, good. Shake out those legs and give it another run through for me. Once more, full out. Okay, dancers, let's come all the way back down to the floor. Now I want you to keep those shoes on. We're still just going to stretch. So you're coming down, just relaxing those legs. I want you to try and relax any tension. So what you're going to do is just let your feet kind of hang limp. Shake out your shoes a little bit. And you can do that all the way up towards the knees and come back down, just to relax any tension and release that gripping in the legs. Okay, so just a couple circles here to finish out, cool down, and stretch. Same thing other side. Go the other direction here. Keep those circles as big as you can. 4, flexing and pointing in parallel 6 position. Really work through the foot here. Articulate that roll down. Flex, roll down, and we're gonna stretch. So again, pull those feet back. Still arching the back, still thinking about the chest, the chin, opening up towards the ceiling. And come all the way down and up with those arms, over the legs, and just stretch over the shoes, head down. Switch feet as you go here, pressing over the tops of the feet. And then take a full stretch all the way down, head to the knees. And come up. Okay, shake out those legs. So feel free to take your shoes off. Remember to if you want to, you're more than welcome to go through this again, to go back to the bar combinations and go through maybe 2, 3, and 4, skipping the number 1 warm-up, but go through 2, 3, and 4 again. And we can go from there. And this is something that I think, since we're not doing, of course, a full point class like we normally would in the studio, you can do this a couple times a week. I would say twice a week would be a great place to start. If you want to throw in a 3rd time during the week, for my level 3 dancers out there, that would be great. So keep up with this. Make sure that you're getting your shoes on at home, but not getting into anything too crazy. I don't want to hear about anybody attempting pirouettes or chaîné turns, piqué turns on point at home. That's a no, okay? But these simple pliés and relevés, working with tendus, flexing and pointing the feet, and those controlled movements that you can do at a bar or a fake bar at home are great to keep up your point work, okay? So I'll see you back soon. We'll be back here before you know it. I know things are crazy right now, but keep dancing, keep moving, and you will feel so much better when we do get back into the studio. Okay, so I love you guys, and I'll see you soon.